Hello everyone, this is Tess Houndy with Mary-Netty Productions. Today we are going to be redrawing Fluff here because I lost a lot of files, including his original model. So what we're going to do is first we're going to trace over his old file to get every proportion right, which we also have Fluff's model here, as well as Clover's, in order to help with the process, as some traits are shared between them. Then we're going to give him a full rig using, I should have had this open already. Using Libby's rig as a base. And we might potentially improve him in some ways, and we'll probably give him a couple more outfits. Now, to start with this, we're going to start with the chest, midsection, and pelvis. And let me check to make sure that's the right color. It is. Then we get the color on his chest. Which extends up into the neck. Then we get his suspenders. I believe nope. They're the one color I did not have pre-selected. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay. Now we're gonna quickly fix the layering on that. And then do the other suspender. Now we're going to work on recreating his bow tie, which is actually not built the same way everything else is. Instead of being its own uniquely created model that's traced out, his bow tie uses various shape layers in order to create it. So I'm going to grab all the shapes that originally made it. Color them properly. I wasn't able to get it exact, but I think it looks good enough. so far, so. Now it's looking pretty good. So now we're going to move on to the leg, which for this we are going to borrow a foot from his brother Fluff, as they actually just use the same foot model with just some slightly different coloring. All of the Martin siblings actually use the exact same model for their feet. Now I think we're actually going to do some improvements on the pants here. In the original version, they just sort of has like weird wiggly line instead of, for example, on Fluff's here, Fluff actually has cufflinks at the bottom, which Fluff also has on their gloves, which makes everything a lot more neat. So, first we're gonna start with the main part of the leg. We're gonna square it off at the end, just to make everything a bit neater. And for the sake of accuracy, we are going to add a little notch there. And we'll round that off. Now we're going to add a quick little cuff link to make everything look just a little better. Now his other leg is built in 2 separate pieces. So we got this piece. Now we're going to extend our little thing here to cover up most of that line. Then we're going to create the other part of the leg, the calf. I'm going to square that off, unlike the original. Then we're going to create a nice cuff length there. That one's actually a bit bigger than the other one, so we're gonna slim that down a bit so they're a bit more even. And that was the legs. Now for the tail, we're just gonna borrow Fluffs real quick. Match it to the correct color. Then we're gonna just size it down. Now for the arms, which are built in 2 pieces. Three if you count the hands. Now, I don't like how I built the hands here originally with their colors, so I think in the new model version, I am probably going to change some of the colors around. Probably going to add a new blue to help them contrast more whenever he's gesturing in front of his body. In the old one here, his thumb is pretty messed up. So we're going to more realistically build the thumb out. Now, you may be wondering why Thump has claws, considering he's a rabbit and all that. Well, I give all my rabbit characters claws because, well, rabbits do have claws. And I like the realism, considering I have other animals who have claws, like wolves and such. I also give them claws. I think it adds a touch of realism. Even though my art style is not realism, I do like nods to the reality of how animals actually are. Now we're just gonna group these so I can easily have them in front of each other. His other arm is just the same thing again, pretty much. So we're just gonna copy it over. It's not exact, but for this mock-up, it'll work. Now, onto his head. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna borrow Fluff's. Oops, got his torso. And now, we're going to, for the time being, remove the ears. And we don't need the hat. Or the teeth. check what his eye color is. Okay. First we're going to, well, as you can see here, we're going to recolor the head so it matches Fluff's, or so it matches Thump's. Then we're going to quickly trace over his little hair tuft. Now for his little eye things. Oh, just realized I forgot to add his eye coloration. Now we're actually going to make them as one continuous thing. It's shaped like this. Now we're just gonna move the head a little further away. This is just so when we regroup everything, we don't accidentally get anything that we don't want in. So we're just gonna do this, then we're gonna rotate it over here. Oh. Now we got most of Fluff's head. Now I just need the ears. The ears are done in 3 pieces. And Fluff's ears are actually a bit bigger, or Thump's ears are actually a bit bigger than Fluff's. So we're just gonna scale them up a bit and attach them. Now we have our basis for Fluff. Now we're gonna bring over a copy of Libby's model. And we don't need Fluff anymore, so I'm just gonna, and this can go all the way over here for now. And excellent. We're actually going to start with her model that faces this way. First thing first, we're going to start by removing each and every one of her limbs. And then the head too for good measure. And we're going to remove her mouth. And we're going to start by recreating the most important parts. Torso, pelvis / hips. And we're going to remove her tail. So pelvis / hips is easy. They already have pretty similar shaped ones. His are just a little bit bigger. Chest, on the other hand, and we start with small waist, broad shoulders. Then we bring in the coloration. Then we bring in the different tail. Now we're going to do an arm. Now, actually going to change the hand design here. So we're going to start with this color, but I think I'm going to make it a little lighter. I think we're going to add a little bit of a gradient with his arm. Now we're going to start the fingers. Now we're going to duplicate the fingers, which I think I made it a bit too long, so we're just going to shorten that real quick. Okay, that's more proportional. And for the thumb, how I do it is just a shorter one of the regular fingers. That is set behind it. And now we have an arm. And now we have two. With a design like Thump, it's as easy as just flipping it. Lydia, on the other hand, her arms are two separate ones because her arms do not match. Anyways, time for a leg. Or two. Now the foot part. It's not quite so easy as just recoloring it, as Libby's is grouped a bit differently. So we're going to scale one of our pre-existing feet and loosely line it up. Then we're going to create the rest of the leg. Then we add our cuff link. Now we create our other leg. We change the top up a little bit. Rotate it slightly. And now we have our limbs. So let's attach them. And I actually used the wrong color on the pants here, so I'm just gonna switch that over real quick. I think I accidentally used the suspender color. Now we're just going to clean up some of the lines here real quick. Now onto the head. Now Libby has a slightly different nose shape, so we're just going to change that there. Eye shape is also slightly different. We're gonna add whiskers. Going to bring his hair tuft back in. Now we're just gonna rescale his ears. So I think we're actually going to add a little patterning to it. Now we're going to grab his bow tie. And finally, his suspenders, which are now going to more closely follow his torso. Now time for a quick mouth. Oops. He looks a little sad, so I'm going to slightly change his eyes to make him look that sort of off irritated like he used to. Oops. Now his tail's not quite popping out as much, so I think we're going to change its color too. Okay, now we're going to turn that into a PNG. And we're going to make him a full reference. Oops, wrong layer. That's weird. figure out what's causing that. Now I'm just going to watermark this real quick. Oh. And here is Thump 3.0. Now, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will be going through and remaking pretty much all of the characters who I lost the original files to during my backup issue recently. So subscribe if you want to see more of my content. I also do animation. So yeah, and leave a comment if there's anything you want to say. So, until next time.